Well, in an office like this where most of the work is done on a computer, the relationship between an employee and his boss is always going to be a tough one. So how does one measure the online productivity of an employee in an office like this? Well, a Pune-based company found the answer to that question by creating an intelligent software, one which employees cannot miss.
Meet Shirish Theodar, the founder of Innovise Tech, a product entrepreneur based out of Pune who has put in nearly 30 years building two successful software ventures, both which are bought out by global MNCs. After selling his second venture Veritas to software giant Symantec, Shirish together with his co-founders began working to create another world-class product. And inherent in his compulsive need to be organized and productive, Shirish and his team developed Sapiens, a software that measures the productivity in the form of time effort of an employee while working on a computer. After many attempts, the idea finally took shape when they realized that productivity needed a metric scale for calculation. And after many trial and error methods, Shirish found his secret sauce.
Suddenly we realized that at the root or at the foundation of all of our work is our time and effort. And if we can somehow, lift it to a higher level where it's a balance sheet and profit loss statement about time effort, then suddenly you have a solution that does not exist anywhere globally. So we knew we had a great idea, and then we went out and tried to build a product.
While it does look very complicated to use and requires 2 weeks of training, Sapiens as a software once understood allows a manager to break down exactly how much computer time every member of his team has devoted to work and individual projects. While for an employee it works out to be a self-improvement tool by breaking down every second of time put into work projects, offline meetings and breaks. So now that this data is consolidated, Madhukar Bhatia, one of the co-founders, explains how the software's unique facet called effort mining is used for analysis.
I can find out at team lead level what was effort, at team manager level what was effort, which are the machines which are being used. I bought 30 licenses of this software, whether that software got used at all or not. So we have a treasure trove of data. Slicing and dicing it any which way, flexible way, is something what effort mining provides.
Yet even with a great product in hand, the energy to scale up the business was missing until a sunny afternoon in April 2010 when a certain investor caught their eye.
Indian Angel Network heard about us from somewhere. They approached us saying, why don't you make a pitch?
We could see that the product entrepreneur or someone who has gone through the product life cycle number of times, he is in front of us. Very rare to find such breed of individuals.
There were 5 other companies, everybody dressed in suits. We were, just with scruffy shoes and so on. We did a presentation.
And when he presented the concept of Sapiens, which is about people efficiency,
on which one of the slides said we are not looking for investment, that probably piqued their interest.
We realized it's a phenomenal tool for improving the people productivity. And I think we just took in 7-8 days the decision to invest.
With an investment of $350,000 in hand, Innovise Tech began scaling up the business by setting in the business model. Sapiens is sold in 2 forms. One through a SaaS model, which is sold at a rate of $200 per user, which is an annual subscription for using the cloud. And 2, by installing an on-premise server, for which a one-time permanent license is sold for approximately $320 per user. With 15 clients already on board, Innovise is seeing close to a 300% growth. And at the end of December 2012, their revenues are expected to touch nearly 11 crores with close to 10,000 individual users. And they have guided for 100 million in revenues or 500 crores with 1 million users at the end of 2016. While Shirish and Co are primarily marketing Sapiens as a pure-play office productivity management tool for the BPO and KPO market through word of mouth, the importance of using a software like Sapiens is increasingly becoming evident. Rajiv Nashikar, Managing Director of global software giant SaaS's Indian operations called IdeaS, is seeing that after 4 months of implementing Sapiens, his office of 100 employees is showing nearly a 20% increase in productivity. And he attributes this not to longer hours, but just more focus.
Very simple. We said we want to have the accounting of 7.5 hours. We are not looking for people to work 8.5 hours. Now, out of that 7.5 hours, you can always see that some people are there 11 hours in the office, but they are only showing 7 hours of productivity. So it's better to tell them that, see, it's better that you work for 7 hours and go home and spend time with the family instead of just spending more time in office. So that also we have better work-life balance also.
Unlike timesheets, with Sapiens, the employee can look at every bit of activity recorded, log in what is work and what was personal time. And so most employees already using Sapiens, like Ashish Parki, an employee at Idea S, sees a positive contribution.
Sapiens will actually tell you, whether you have really put efforts in the work or whether you have just spent time in the office, because there is a difference between the two. So from that perspective, from personal development point of view, it definitely helps you.
Even with happy employees like Ashish, Sapiens being misunderstood as a monitoring tool is Shirish's biggest challenge while selling Sapiens. As the software does quantify private and personal time in the log sheet, many users often see this as an invasion of privacy. Someone who put this challenge into a little perspective is Deepak Deshpande, formerly the head of NASSCOM's HR forum, who now works with technology company NetMagic. In his view, becoming amiable to employees' requests is key to Sapiens' growth, and this is what the sole focus should be.
I think if it's going to allow that kind of little free space, I think employees will encourage that, and they will accept it and probably embrace it if the product output is very fair, transparent, and it can be demonstrated and across is in a seamless manner, is linked to the salary increase. I think definitely it will encourage active participation and willing participation of employees.
Trust from the employees and companies is key, and while they have started making inroads, this is the key barrier that they will have to tide over. With them raising over $1.5 million in funding over 2 rounds, there is no doubting that Sapiens is now well armed to reach out to more consumers and expand upon their product. Their fundamental goal to prove to the world that employee monitoring doesn't work only in favor of the employer, but also in favor of the employee.